back, everyone. Burke County's Joseph Barnhart is a documentary filmmaker who told a very comprehensive story of how peanut butter came to be. Take a look. You may remember this.
A lot of people really don't know where peanuts come from. You really got to go in depth to figure all that out. So that'll be the first visual narrative on the history of peanuts and peanut butter, where it all came from, how it traveled around the world to the shores of North America, and finally to your kitchen table.
Joseph's documentary was screened in Waynesboro, and it was shown right here on WJBF one Saturday afternoon just about a year ago. But Joseph has done much more than reach his goal of making the peanut butter movie. He is awesome and inspiring, and it's a real pleasure to have Joseph Barnhart in the studio with us again. Joseph, thanks for being here today.
Good to meet you again after all this time.
After all this time. You know, you were so focused on your peanut butter documentary.
That's right.
You did a great job with that.
Thank you.
And that was such an accomplishment. But there are other things that you are accomplishing because you are not being limited by the parameters that some people and some doctors may have put on you.
That's right. Since airing my documentary, I wanted to create a bucket list of challenges that I could prove to myself what I could do, I guess. And so one of those was going out west for the first time, visiting the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean all in the same year.
Yeah.
The next one I had on my list was going skydiving. And that took about a year of research, making contacts and waiting on the weather to clear. And so that was about a year ago I did that. And since then, more things have happened.
Well, you've had a real big one, and that is being able to have your own transportation.
That's
and
right.
A special bike that was rigged for you.
That's right.
Is it a scooter or a motorcycle or what?
It's a trike that basically is registered as a motorcycle.
Okay.
So I do need to have a motorcycle license.
People need to understand why this is unique,
Right.
and it's because you have a physical condition.
That's right.
That really isn't named, but
Right.
but you have a lot of shaking.
Right, yes, I have a nervous disability. It doesn't have a name to it, so even over that, basically my mobility has been more limiting than that all my life, just not being able to get around, be social, and be with friends like I need to, just, from getting around.
Certainly.
So since going skydiving, that gave me enough confidence, I guess, to what can I do next, and I needed to be more mobile, so I started looking into what little options I had, because I really couldn't drive a car. I didn't think so at the time. And after more research, discovered my trike, and so I am, well, the joke is I never thought I'd be in my entire life.
Yeah.
So instead of driving a car, I ended up with a motorcycle license.
Right. We have a little video to show you of Joseph on his way to getting his bike, and you had a great shop in Columbia that worked with you about that bike.
Yeah, thankfully they were able to get me situated with that, and so it's been a good experience, and especially now that I'm driving.
Yeah. So you get the bike, you pay for the bike, the helmet, everything you have to have, and then you have to go to the DMV and do your driver's test.
That was a bit of a challenge in itself, but thankfully we got some great folks at our local DMV that helped make it happen, so I really appreciate them for what they did.
I think that's really neat, because that was one of the things that you had written to me, was that you really owe a big thanks to the folks at the DMV.
Yeah. They did a good job helping out.
And again, we're looking at video of you right now on your driver's test, I suppose. This was sort of the thing that helped launch that next goal. It was when you did the skydiving, and you say your family didn't even know you were planning it?
They didn't really know, except for my sister, and so she was kind of like confident, I guess, behind the scenes. And so after another year of research and whatnot, I finally made that happen, and well, I gotta say, it's definitely better than roller coasters.
What a leap of faith. You were tandem jumping.
That's right.
And you you have wonderful video of it. I know that's exciting for you. You like documenting these challenges.
Sure.
And one of the things that you have said, and I think this is really important to read to you, you've said, I've discovered there's a process in the doing of things. First, figure out what it is you want. Write it down. Then look at related challenges you have, baby steps, to get each one out of the way. If you run into problems, which you will, don't give up. It's accomplishing the small steps in the process that get you where you want to be.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
You've said that the universe will test you to make sure you're worthy.
There's going to be some hard knocks along the way, so when you get to those, don't just give up because everybody tells you, well, it's meant to be that you're not supposed to do it. You got to keep going past, because if you don't, well, you'll never find out.
I think that there are probably people who thought you would never be able to do the things that you have done. I'm just amazed with the sense of independence being able to have your driver's license must give you.
Yes, definitely. It's been some interesting events along the way. So one, for instance, was with my related challenges. I was at the store, and well, with my challenges, nervous situation, and taking my helmet off, I was going to take that off.
Here.
That's right.
Right.
And was going to take that off, and well, I didn't want my glasses to hit the pavement, so I took them off, and I got to try to put them back on, and I'm sitting there, and how am I going to put them on, because I have problems like this, and so I'm looking around. Well, somebody comes along and like, hey, can you help me put my glasses on? So thankfully they were nice enough to come over and help me do that after I explained to them the situation, and so otherwise I would have been stuck.
That must have been hard in itself too, just to try to explain something like this to a stranger.
Well, it wasn't too bad. There's some folks out there that don't mind.
Still good folks that'll help.
Right.
Joseph has amazing adventures, and he encourages you to follow his future adventures as he attempts to encourage others in overcoming their own challenges. And you can look up my normal ventures, my normal, all one word, on Facebook and on Twitter. Joseph Barnhart, you just keep inspiring everybody. Don't quit.
Everybody has challenges, and just keep going past those.
All right, you're a great role model. Up next on Jennie, it's always an issue during holidays and vacation times, and your action can be life-saving. Why you need to roll up your sleeve after the break.